He said, if you don't make this show, I'll make sure you're blackballed. Remember years ago, Bobby, I would work every fair show you would
Yes,
have.
I had tons
Bobby
of
would
them.
have me in.
Right.
And then excuse me, that ass
I was going
Dusty.
to ask this.
Yeah,
to
I
see
was
if
going
you
to
would
ask. Oh,
talk
yeah.
about it or not, or if he remembers it.
No, he would remember. Remember, I had to fucking cancel. I had to cancel a show. I didn't fucking show up, and you didn't use me for a long time
Right.
because Dusty said I had to work this pay-per-view.
Right.
And I said, I'm already booked for Bobby Fulton.
Right.
He said, if you don't make this show, I'll make sure you're blackballed. You'll never work for
Wow.
anybody in
That's
NWA.
horrible.
Yeah. So I went down there and worked the first Battle Bowl. I think it was in Tampa or whatever.
Right,
It was
right.
somewhere in Florida. It was like me and Hulk against British Bulldog and Booker T.
Right.
Whatever.
Right. I understand.
But anyway, that shows you the other side of the wrestling business that people wouldn't understand or
Right.
you think, no, that couldn't be right. No,
Right.
that's the way it fucking was.
Do you
Well, let me
remember Rip
say-
missing that show and then not using him after that?
Huh?
Do you remember Rip missing that show and then not using him for a while after that?
I figured he might cancel again, but let me tell you another story. I had Hacksaw Jim Duggan on one of my fairs, and he told me, he said, Bobby, I've signed with WCW, so I'm not going to come to the show this week. So I told Jim Barnett, I said, Mr. Barnett, this is Bobby Fulton. I have my fair shows. I have Hacksaw Jim Duggan booked, and he told me he's not coming now because he's working for you. And about an hour later, Jim Duggan told me, he said, Bobby, I'm going to be at your show.
Oh, nice.
And this and that. So that's how much power Jim Barnett had.
Wow.
My boy.
Because here's my problem. If I have someone advertised, I have to produce them. I have the public and the fair people to say,
Right.
the reason why they're not here, I had them booked. But it ends up being bad on their part. But as Rip knows, one time I was running all those shows, and we were in Columbus, Ohio. And I'd been renting this ring off this guy, and it was an 18-foot ring. And Rip will remember this real well. So the guy the night before cut the sideboards down to a 16-foot ring.
Oh
But
my
he didn't
God.
change nothing else.
Uh-huh.
And he came to me that day and said, Bobby, I made a 16-foot ring now. I said, you did? And my dad was there.
Uh-huh.
And the boards was 2 foot longer. The ropes, remember Rip? And we still had the show anyway. We still wrestled the show. Rip was there. And I think that might have been the same day I had the riot. What happened was the sponsors had a great big television, when they were great big fat ones, and they were doing $5 raffle. Well, it was into the show, and they said nobody won the raffle. And we were set up down on an empty lot in South Columbus. And there was projects all around us.
Was this
But
when
when
you was this when you ran the parking lot?
Yeah.
Okay, I was there.
And what happened was they said no winners. And I'm gonna tell you something. Back then we didn't have cell phones.
Right.
I told the sponsor, don't ever do that, because the people went nuts and started rioting and started going nuts. And I looked at the news, got to the projects, and the people now were running out of the projects coming down to riot because they had said, $5 you can win this TV. And at the end of the day, they said, well, no one won. It wasn't me. It was the sponsors that did it. So I about had a riot there. Someone about got killed there. But
So did they actually have a reason they gave, or was it just all a rib? That
no,
they never...
it was a bet. I told them, I said, don't you ever do that. And they just got done telling me, he said, Bobby Fulton, after what we've seen you guys do in that ring, you can make chicken salad out of chicken poop. Because the ropes, we didn't even have ropes. I think one time I threw Rip to the rope, or somebody did, and he hit the pretend rope.
Yeah. I was in the ring, and we had no ropes, and I was acting like I was hitting the ropes.
Yeah.
Watch. I said, watch. Watch this next video that's coming up on your screen. Remember now, watch it.
that I can't get the shit closed.